Yeah.
I didn't know that. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Korea's wild. Hey guys!
Hello.
We have a special guest. Dun, dun, dun. This is my friend Ren, and she's fabulous. And before we get started, she also has her own YouTube channel and Instagram handle. I'll put everything down below if you want to, you know, mentor, slide in, do what you will.
I'm Ren, and I have been in Korea for quite a long time. I am a single mother of one wild child, and
She's upstairs. Wait, Lily, say hi. Hi. There you go. So today I wanted to bring in Ren because she obviously has different experiences that I do, and she's a single parent in Korea, and I know I've gotten a few comments actually from parents who are thinking about bringing kids to Korea and just getting her perspective. What is your current legal status here in Korea?
my legal status, I am on the F27 visa, which is a long-term residency visa. And I had to do the Korean program for like 3 years to be able to get the visa.
But when you first came to Korea, well actually you came to Korea a while ago.
Yeah, I first came to do study abroad.
Okay, so then you came for study. I want to ask, was Lily born in Korea then? Or
no, she was not born in Korea. She was born in the States because my mother like begged me to please come back. It's your first child. Please have her here.
But she is half Korean.
She is half Korean, yes.
So as a half Korean child, does she have like the same rights as full Korean children? I don't even know how to phrase this.
So the first issue is that because her father disappeared after I became pregnant, so I have no way to get her the proof of her citizenship. So I actually called the embassy and I said, hey, my daughter's half Korean, how can I get a DNA test to prove this?
Yeah.
They're like, you have to find the father. I'm like, how am I gonna find this dude? Like how am I gonna find this dude?
Private eye.
Yeah, that's what they told me. They were like, oh, you can hire a private investigator. I was like, they were like, but you need his picture. And I was like, I don't have his picture. Like, this is a guy I met online.
Why would you need that? If you have a DNA test, I feel like that's scientific evidence.
Yeah, that's the kind of crazy part, is that even if you do the DNA test, you have to bring him to court with you to do it. So then they're like, oh, we can prove that he is the father. So that's what they want to do. They're more about proving that this child belongs to a Korean citizen rather than just proving the child has Korean blood.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Korea's wild. I forgot all my questions. That just like shook. I'm shook. So obviously you're raising Lily here as a single mom. What is kind of like the biggest struggles you've faced as a single parent here in Korea?
The biggest struggles, definitely, well, when first starting was language barrier, because of course I have to register for her for school. There's no one to really help you for that. Now they offer more, of course, like they have the number you can dial for translation and everything, but I was using Papago and Google Translate at first, trying to talk to the Orinijib people and to get her registered. So it was very tough, and they kept telling me, you know, oh, she has to get her shots first. I'm like, how can she get shots before she starts school when she needs to start school as soon as I get to Korea? I think that was the hardest part, and now it is just, you know, just the daily stuff on her end. Just because actually the vocabulary is also different for the children's stuff. So it's totally different.
Like the language they use for the documents.
Yes, the documents. Yeah, it's much more challenging. So even when I go to the clinic for her checkups, I just feel like my mind is blank because I can't understand those documents. And so all the time they're like, do we have an English file of this? And I'm just like, please. Please.
I just kind of feel like maybe the stigma of being a single parent is different in Korea than compared to America. Have you ever felt like that?
Yes, with the recruiter. So when you come to get the job, like I had several recruiters that I applied with, but as soon as I said like, oh, I'm a single mother, they like dropped me. Some of them dropped me. And I was just like, what? They're like, oh, we can't find something for a single mom here. That's what they literally emailed me back. And I was just thinking like, why is it different? There are obviously single parents in Korea who are also working.
Yeah.
And then they also asked me something strange like, oh, what are you gonna do when she gets sick? You're just gonna leave the country? I was like, what?
Go to the hospital. Like,
she has to go to the doctor.
Yeah, like what? That's the only option to leave the country.
Yeah, I was like, I told them, you know, actually, this is the way I explained it. I said, as a single mother, I said, it's more challenging for me to be able to just up and leave the country. So I am a more reliable,
you're more committed to this job.
Candidate for a job.
Yeah, you, like, there's no midnight run for you.
Yeah, no, can't do that.
Oh my gosh. Lily, do you want to say hi first? I feel like someone should explain all this noise that's happening.
Yes.
This is Lily.
Okay, here she is.
This is Lily. This is who we're talking about. Lily, do you want to say hi? Hi. She's just been crawling everywhere as he's explaining the noise. And then I want to ask, why are you choosing to live in Korea rather than America?
So the biggest reason for choosing to live here, of course, is because of safety. And you know, the US has a lot of issues, and with biracial children especially, you know, they deal with a lot of things on not just the violence that's in the US, but also just the like social aspect of it. So as children are growing up, I feel like they deal with more intense bullying in the States than they do here.
Has Lily herself faced any sort of like prejudice or hard times because of her ethnicity?
Yes, she has. We go to the playground sometime, and the biggest you know, worry for me is, you know, has always been, you know, what if children will play with her. And so when we lived in Wonju, that was a big issue, where we would go to the playground sometimes and kids would just run away from her. And it's not really her, but they see me and they run away and they're scared. And we'll walk down the street and they maybe will smile at her, but then they look at me and they're just like, whoa, oh mom, musuwayo. Like, oh mom, she's scary. So yeah,
must be tough. I don't.
Yeah, that's the frustrating part, is that, you know, I just want her to be treated equally.
Yeah,
of course. And yeah, it doesn't happen.
Is there anything you wish you knew as a single parent before you moved to Korea?
I think knowing more of the education system. You need someone to be able to call the daycare centers for you, because of course they only speak Korean. So if you're trying to bring your child over, you're not going to have the ability to speak to them, to set it up. And a lot of the jobs, when you come, you start that day or the next day. Yeah, so that is probably, yes. When we came back, she was 15 months and they were just like, oh, you're going to actually, well, actually, no, we came so late, like 3 a.m. We came because we were waiting so long for them to pick us up. And so they didn't come till 3 a.m. No one answered their phone. I should have known there was something wrong.
Starting from that point.
Starting from that point, yes. That was okay, but then the next day in the morning, they woke me up and were like, okay, you need to go to the school. Where's your daughter going? I'm just like, wait, what? So originally I had a friend who did call for me. She called them, and so the supervisor called them again. She said, oh, we're gonna bring her over. They're like, no, she needs to go get shots and everything right now. She was like, what? She was like, no, she already talked to you about this. And then they told her it was gonna be $800 a month. $800 a month for her to go. And mind you, that is not the price for a 15-month-old. So she called a different one, but that day Lily went with her like sister, the supervisor's sister, someone I don't even know. So I was just like, this is your real sister. Like, I was like, this is your real sister. She's your blood. Oh She's like, yes, my real sister, I promise. I was like, okay.
So you have to, I guess the gist is like, hopefully have someone here who can help you. If not, make a friend.
Yes, I could be a friend.
Yeah, and then step 3, make sure that because sometimes they really love to like give us the foreigner pricing on a lot of different aspects in life, so you have to make sure you're getting like fair pricing. I always feel like that's definitely a watch out. We had a lot of questions about like schools. Okay. So how would a parent like look for a school?
So actually, there is a website. It is a childcare website, which you could find, because we have a Facebook group and it's like kindergartens in Korea or something like that. And on there, like people post their area that they want to move to, and you can you know, ask other parents, or you go to this website, you can look. So actually that's what I did. So I knew I was moving to Jeonju and I finally got the city. So I said, oh, let me go ahead and look. And then I just got the ones right there by the school I was going to be teaching at and had my friend call all the places with the questions that I wrote down.
Okay, okay. Are there any like resources, we talked about the Facebook group, are there any resources you think would be useful for parents to know about before moving to Korea? Like
Any
hotlines,
resources? There is it is a Korean single mothers group. It's called Kumfa, but they do have donations and different things there that they do, but it is mostly geared towards Korean single mothers. We do have expat single mom Soko Facebook group, which is what my friend and like we started so that we could help expat single moms.
Yeah.
So we do have that where there's a lot of information because a lot of the women there have been through the system and everything and gone to courts and all the things. So those types of situations we help out a lot with. So it's good. There is a government program. There is a government program that does help to find the fathers, but as I mentioned, you have to have the picture or contact number. So since it was so long ago, I don't have any of that stuff. So but they do offer, they give the free DNA testing and everything. I just wish they would change the system.
Change it a little bit, maybe later.
Yes. Yeah, actually they did announce that they are doing a new system for foreign children who are for single mothers of foreign children. So they're trying to figure out
maybe
how to do it. A special book for these kids. Well, because usually, you know, they go into the father's book. That's why the whole thing about the DNA.
That makes sense. Children are usually registered under the father. All right, that was a lot. I learned a lot, actually. I was like, wow. I hope that was really helpful for you guys. Obviously, Ren is like a superwoman. I always tell her she's doing like this, that, and the most. But if you have any questions, definitely reach out. Also, check out her channels down below. And I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to like, comment,